Hello guys. So this is 8th semester CSE and civil, sorry, not civil, CSE and ECE. I'm sorry I have not met any of you online since we have started. Still I am keeping on recording these videos and sending you my assignments. I have hardly received any response from your side. Hope you are preparing, you're taking the time to prepare, you're taking this time to stay at home and stay safe, and at the same time, nurturing your knowledge base, your expertise, your skills to take on the job market when the opportunity comes. And at the same time, you're doing all the necessary things that needs to be done for this semester to be completed. Okay. So let me go ahead and start today's class. Today's topic is goal setting. Now, let me share the screen with you and rather share the lesson that I have shared with you. So, when you join a corporate or start your work life, it feel initially, as we all felt, that right after college and a little bit of organized life that we had, suddenly we are left at our disposal or at our own expertise, own means. So we have to take care of everything of ourselves and be responsible for various other things. Suddenly we have to wear the shoe of an adult and be responsible for every single activity that we are doing. And as a result, we try to be as good as possible, apply ourselves to as many areas as possible, uh, be perfect, and things like that. And after a week or so, you'll find that you are rushing around to meet all demands and really either failing in them or keeping them half done and being more puzzled, more irritated, and everything is going haywire. So what we need to do is we need to set goals. Now, goal setting is nothing, hardly something physical, but rather something which is psychological and which gears us to really reach and really, um, apply all those things that we have done in life. So, first part of this lesson is why do we set goal? Now, Aristotle said that man is a goal-seeking animal. His life has only meaning if he is reaching out and striving for a goal. Another famous person, Benjamin May, says that the tragedy in life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. Now, when we look at older civilizations, we see that people were always trying to do something, trying to reach somewhere. But it is said, how much of it is true, I am not sure. But still, it is said that in the present world, we are um, we are not really having any destination to reach. We don't set ourselves a goal to reach. What we all do is we say that we would like to have a good salary or a good bank balance. We would like to be able to eat out at least once or twice a month, go to a party once or twice a month, maybe um, throw a party at a very posh place at least once a month, or maybe 2 3 months. So everything boils down to only one thing. All this can be done if we have money and time. But we do not tell ourselves that to do all these things, I would need to probably take care of certain other things. Suppose um, some of us may have loans to take care of. Some of us may have other family responsibilities which we have to repay. Like I was hearing the other day that some of you have um, to take care of your brothers study, but brothers and sisters study, um, their marriages, or you have a very elder sister who is going through a rough patch and you need to support her and her family. So these are certain things which you feel that if taken care of, I can then have some bank balance and I can then move forward. I'm not saying that this is not true, but you have never asked or told yourself that the bank balance that I aim for is so and so. 2 days back, I was talking with one of my mentors, and um, I was very surprised to see that he had a picture posted online about of his new brand Mercedes that he had bought. I mean, he doesn't live a very luxurious life. He is not very showy, flashy person. He hardly goes out to parties and stuff like that. He is he is a non-alcoholic and a pure vegetarian. So what we understand by the pleasures of life are something which he does not indulge into by choice, not that he doesn't have option or because of his religion or stuff like that. It is because of his choice. He tends to lead a simple life. He sends his kids to school, and he plans to take them out of school maybe if he finds it necessary within a year or so, because he thinks that they are spending a too much time on stuff that they should rather not focus on, that will get them distracted. So he is such a type of person. He's a family person, but he has indulged into this Mercedes because he said that that was one of my dreams, and so I could have that, drive that, maintain that only after I could take care of certain responsibilities. I mean, he has set up a, I mean, a comfortable pension of rather his own parents and his in-laws, both parents of both the sides. He has settled them both comfortably, so that at least monetarily, economically, they will not be in need anymore. They will need other supports, emotional, physical, stuff like that. But medical expenses and other expenses are taken care of. It was his one. It was something he targeted first. He said that it was something he targeted first, and he had accomplished it. He has settled his family in a nice area, in a nice house, with a nice house, not very flashy, but he has a very flashy car. Uh, I think this was the goal he set himself up, that the Mercedes is this priced. If I aim it in 5 years, I would need to earn so much money, and I would need to take care of so many things. So roughly this comes to this is the estimate. So he had made an estimate, and he had decided that if I had this amount of bank balance for my family and my other people who I'm responsible of, then I can have this amount of bank balance for the car, and I will go ahead and buy myself, I mean, give me myself that luxury. So he had set himself that definitive goal, and he had gone there. That is where we miss. So goal setting theory, there are certain um, I mean, people who have done certain research, especially it is Locke they are talking about, and how he had set up the goals and all these things. What are they mainly about? First thing that we are told is it is a game to play with your mind. Why is that a game? Our mind is always thinking a lot of things. Um, and you may remember that when you were in the first year, first semester, I had told you that when you try to communicate, you will find hundreds of barriers. The most important barrier is the attention slipping, the attention loss barrier. So our mind can keep its focus only for a certain amount of time. And after that, another idea comes up, another idea comes up, we get distracted. So if we set ourselves a goal, then, and we set it up very prominently, then that is something which our mind tends to get back to more than once. And hence it becomes a very focused and targeted area, and our mind pushes us to that direction every time we are moving to other things. Um, rather, psychologists say that when we are writing down our goals, there's an endowment effect. Uh, Rather, what should I say? As if, I mean, especially when we write it down, we put out a part of ourselves in that future me, and that future me who would uh, would have that picture. I mean, I am standing beside the Mercedes with such certain type of dress and certain type of accomplishment and certain type of smile and happiness within me, on my face. So that there is an endowment to it, and that gift is something which we really want to make happening. I really want to materialize. So that is one thing. Another thing is, I mean, I have given that particular thing a part of my identity. My present self always calls to that future self, and there is a magnetic pull for both of us. This one wants to be there. And I mean, our mind also plays the game of, okay, so when I am writing it down and imagining it at how I will be at that particular place, our mind wants to go on to that happy place at all time, and we are forced to work to take our mind to that happy place. Now when we are doing all this and setting our goals, there are two things which we should avoid doing. One is, I should not allow anyone else to set the goal for me. I look at, as I said, I look at my mentor and I think that maybe then if I have a Mercedes also, I will be equally happy as that person is. It's not true. Because when I look into myself, my aim is not a Mercedes. A luxurious car, okay, but I'm not very focused on a Mercedes. I'm focused on some other things. I'm focused on, if it's a material thing, I would be talking about, then I would be more focused on visiting various places for I mean foreign visits and all those things on a luxury trip, not just going there backpacking and visiting. I would like to have a luxury trip there, stay in luxurious places, and really have the feel, enjoy those places. So that is much more of a of an aim or of a goal that makes me happier. um, gives me much more enthusiasm, much makes me much more uh, feeling it much more correctly. So I have to set a goal for myself, which makes me feel really that yes, that is it. So instead of others allowing you to set something for a goal for you, whether by looking at someone or by, sometimes our parents almost sets goals for us by telling us that this is something that needs to happen and stuff like that. They are always suggesting certain things. They want very good of us, and they think that if we do reach that goal, we would be the happiest person on earth. That may be true, but that may be a side part of what we really want. So let us not focus on the goals others are suggesting or doing or setting. Let us find our own goals that will actually help us reach there. That is something which we can visualize. Other goals we won't be able to visualize. Next is, as we said, that we need to share our goals with our friends, family, social network. It's fine. We go ahead and share it with people who would, with whom we would be really responsible about. Suppose I share it with my mentor, and I look up to that person, and I would like to, I mean, fulfill my commitment that I have made, as if I have made that commitment, and that will always be a shining star. And I would like to, I would try my best not to dishearten him. But sharing it with people who are always there to praise me, to boost me up, and to compliment me at every step is not something we require when we want to reach our goal, because a little bit of compliment sometimes sabotages us, praises sabotages us, because our mind and our body and all the good feelings in our bodies are targeted, triggered by this praise. And sometimes it goes so overboard that we almost have the uh, sense of that accomplishment which we would have if we had reached the goal. There, our I mean entire psychological setup secretes those hormones, and then it becomes almost impossible to move beyond that. We would be reaching few steps, accomplishing something, but we don't need someone to always praise us and give us compliments, because that is not we are looking forward for. We are looking up to them so that when we fall, they are there to pick us up. When we get diverted, they are there to remind us that we are getting diverted. Not someone who is always boosting us. We may need a little bit of boost sometimes. When we have done something, that is not the place where we need praise and compliments. That is self-defeating. Now, for your purpose, here are certain methods of, creating goals. One is SMART method, one is hard method, and one is WHOOP method. So what is SMART method? SMART method is through the word SMART. S stands for certain specific things. I would like to go on foreign trips. M is measurable. So I would like to start my foreign trip by, say, April 2001. I'm sorry, 2021. And I would like to go there every 3 months to places. So I have to find those places. Say, first a trip is to Paris. Second trip is to steep trip can be to San Francisco. So if I am targeting 5 trips, say consecutively, within 4 months, 4 months, so 3 trips a year, and I mean, how long would I be planning to stay? What places would I like to stay? Because I said I would like to go on luxury trips. What type of flights? What type of trips? What type of places? What could be the amount? So I have to calculate all these things and then decide that what amount of money would I need to get. So now my target should be that numerical, that amount by that time. So that is certain things. Now, uh, most of the cases, what happens is we set up goals, but it is too stretched. If I let me pause for a little bit, because so let's move ahead. I was sharing my screen with you. So we have come to this particular area where we are not stretching ourselves. We are just, I mean, trying to stretch a little bit. So suppose I calculate everything and I find that I need um, about 1 or 2 millions to really, I mean, go on these foreign trips. And I mean, just these trips. And before that, I should be taking care of certain things. That requires maybe another 50 lakh. So, mine. That's a huge amount of money. And that huge amount of money, if I say that from this April to next April, it's an impossible task, more or less. But maybe another year or two, that will be achievable. So instead of stretching myself too far, what I do is I take 3 years of time and I put in small targets, realistic results. So 6 months from now, I should have taken care, I should have that amount of bank balance to take care of certain primary things. Then from that time, I should have another target. So I break down those targets to 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. And then I break it further down to, I mean, from this April to not May, but June, I should have that. Then I go on from month to month. And like that, I set up some realistic and not very stretched, unachievable targets, but realistic targets. And I set time limit for everything of them. Then comes another method, which is hard method. Now again, it is HARD. H is heartfelt, A is animated, R is required, and D is difficult. Heartfelt means it should come from our heart, really attached to our heart. As I said, my mentor had showed me that he had a picture of a similar Mercedes, I mean, enlarged and cut out and I mean, posted, placed in a part of his work area, so that that focus is always visible, animated and visible to him at every time. He sees that picture and he imagines whatever he imagines in his mind, and his focus is always fixed. Next is, as I said, we set up certain small steps. We set up the target. First final target is April 2024 or 23, 24 rather. Since I said that, let it be 24. What in between? So that everything is set, that amount of money in that amount of time. And what I set for myself, there should be certain amount of difficulty. It is not that it is very easy for me. There should be always, I should make my stuff challenging. Suppose I know it's very easy to do something in 6 months. So I set myself a target of 5 months. It becomes very challenging. I try hard. I do my best, and I at the back of my mind, I know even if I take a little bit of time, nothing will go wrong. But I should make these things challenging to myself. Not everything should be very easy. Last method is called the WOOP method. Now, what is the WOOP method? Um, Here you will find who did it and how many years of research had gone to behind it, what the psychologists found and all those things. These were certain uh, field work done to reach this method, find out these methods. Here is, instead of no one is telling us to decide, to visualize anything. Everyone is asking us to wish. You have to make a wish for yourself, and then you have to sit down and imagine the outcome, find out uh, what type of picture that would be, and imagine everything that you can imagine: the picture, the feeling, the atmosphere, the surrounding, everything. Then imagine for yourself what type of personal obstacles you would be facing. What are those obstacles, main obstacles personally, where you would find the main hindrance? Like my mentor told me that he had started earning a little amount of money. I mean, he started, uh, his salary was around 50K, and then he did certain other activities and stuff like that, and his salary moved up to 1.5K. So that is a huge jump. But after 1.5, he was unable to move forward because he had a psychological barrier that this is far exceeding what he has seen his family and his, I mean, mentors and I mean, all these people do reach, not his mentor really, rather all his family members, his dad, everyone had never gone to this level. So he almost decided that I have reached a very high level, and this is a great accomplishment. Maybe I don't need to move any farther forward. And that was this obstacle that no one has done it. I shouldn't also try anything harder. So you imagine all those obstacles that may come to you, and then you and plan for both the situations. What type of activities you are going to take, what type of problems you are going to face physically, mentally, from yourself, personal ones, outside ones. We cannot judge, and we keep certain time for that, and we plan accordingly. WOOP is that type of thing. Now I would stop sharing this, and I would go on to your assignment. Make it fast because we don't have much time. So here I am asking you to set up 5 goals for yourself. Each list of 5 goals, as you can see here, for each you should give these answers to these things. To help you answer, I have given you the questions. You should answer. For each goal that you write about, answer these 6 questions, and all your arguments will be there. I have again written down what are the 4 things that, not 5 things, SMART, 5 things that you should be answering, that you should be accomplishing to set us your goals. What you should do is, the goals that you should write down here are: One should be academic, one should be personal, one should be social goal that you set for yourself of your life. Now, you can reflect on your college experiences, on your life experiences, and make certain goals. Now, one should be there of each, and then there should be two more. One, you can take one from two of them, or you can write both from, that means three from one of them. One should be a short-term goal and one should be a long-term goal. So what I suggest is you take up the academic goal, you make a short-term goal and a long-term goal. So you have two academic goals. Next, you take a personal goal and maybe just set up a long-term goal, or take up a short-term and a long-term goal. So you have completed four. And in the social goal, you either set a short-term or a long-term, because only one more you need to do. So go ahead and complete this assignment, and if you have any queries, you can just mail me and I'll get back to you. Hope you like this class. Any queries, get back to me and we can have our next session, same time, next week, Tuesday, 12 o'clock. Bye.